Yo, what is up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. I know it's been a while. It's been, gosh, what, like 2 weeks? Yeah, too long is what it's been. I was on vacation. I know I explained that, but I actually stayed there longer than I thought because with this whole COVID-19 kind of thing going on. We stayed longer because my school closed, so we figured, hey, let's get as much of a vacation as we can. So yeah, I actually came back on Thursday. I didn't feel like filming that whole week, and now it is Saturday, March something. I don't know what day it is. It's late. Okay, it's March. It's later in March. I don't know when. And yeah, so you guys might notice we're in a little bit different setting. We're not in the car. This is actually my workshop. Yep, so some of you might know or remember to my, channel intro video I did a couple months back. I'm a knife maker. I make knives. I weld. I don't know if you guys can see my, oh, no, okay. Maybe, wait. Okay, just barely. Right over here is a welder that I, weld with, obviously. That's generally what you do with welders. But yeah, so I have a workshop, a nice little one, most of the tools I need. And today we're just going to go over something I mentioned in a previous video, which is these. This is a little pocket clip I came up with for almost any Swiss Army knife. Now this is for my little SD Classic. Now I actually don't carry my SD Classic on this. I carry it on my keychain. I just wanted to make one of these just to make sure I remembered how. But yeah, so this is it, and I'm going to show you guys how to make it. So before we get into all of that, I just wanted to again apologize that I haven't been able to film for a while with vacation, and I hope you guys are all staying safe out there with this coronavirus. Personally, I don't think it's as bad as everybody's saying, but you know, that's just me. I feel like I was going to say something else before I get into this. I can't think of it at the moment, so we're just going to get into what we need. So you're going to need some kind of round stock. Now, in this video, I'm going to be using 1/8 inch brass round stock. It's nice, it's thick enough to work with without worrying about breaking anything, and it's strong enough that it won't just bend out of place when it's done. But it's, yeah, I wouldn't go any thicker. This is like as thick as I'd go, personally. So you're going to need some round stock, which I have. So you have that. Alright, let me just clear up this spot. What you're going to need next is a pair of pliers. Right here. So yeah, pair of pliers. You generally want 2 pairs of pliers, just because it gives you better control. You can work with both hands. If you have a vise, which I do right here, you don't really have to worry about the second pair as much, but it does come in handy. In this one, I think I'm only going to be using the one, the bench vise. So yeah, pair of pliers. Bench vise is pretty important to this. You don't need it. If you just have 2 pliers, you can do it. 2 pairs of pliers, but it does help because you're keeping everything stable. Personal protection equipment, or PPE. So safety glasses, of course, is a must, so I'm going to put those on that. You don't need gloves, but if you have them, you can put them on just because I know some people have very soft hands that can cut easily. So, yeah, do I need gloves? Nah, I don't need gloves. We're good on that. You're going to need a torch. Right here, this is just a little, Burns-O-Matic little propane torch. Some sort of striker to light your propane torch. And you can also use a lighter, just like a little Zippo. A lot of people say you shouldn't, just because you're basically holding a little brick of fuel in your hand and holding it up to next to a torch. So if it lights, it could theoretically blow up the lighter in your hand. I've never had that happen, but there's a first for everything, right? So yeah, so pliers, your round stock, your material, torch. If you're using brass, you don't need it, but it does help a lot. You're less likely to break it. And with steel, you most definitely need it, especially if you're working with 1/8 inch, as I said before. You want to be in a pretty well ventilated area. The torch isn't going to be running the whole time, so it's not a huge deal. You don't want to do this inside your house, obviously, unless you have like a basement with cement floors and stuff and cement walls. Just because you don't want too much flammable stuff around, unless you're a professional, you know, like me. So I'm just going to have boxes of tissues and gasoline. Just messing with gas. You want to keep your workspace relatively clean. I wish I could say I do that all the time, but no, not really. I'm kind of a messy worker, but hey, you never get work done in a clean workshop, am I right? All my workshop people out there, welders, craftsmen, back me up on this. You know what I'm saying? I'm probably going to get a lot of hate for that, but I don't care. So yeah, you're going to need a ruler. Very important. Just so you know how long you want it. Stuff like that. Hang on. Sorry guys, I was just somebody driving out my driveway. I don't know if you could hear that, but I could. So yeah. Alright. So is that everything? Oh yeah, files. You want some kind of file. It can just be this. This is your normal what is this called? Crosscut file. Guys, I work with these tools. I don't know what to call them. It's a file. A file is a file is a file. They're all different shapes, but they have different names. I don't care. I just say, hey, hand me that file. They hand me the wrong file. I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna just grab it myself. So yeah, you also might want a Sharpie if you really want to get technical on how much you're getting measurements and all that right. And I believe that is everything. Oh yeah, key ring. You want a key ring, so it can be something like this, so like a decent size one, or you can have just like most Swiss Army knives come with a little key ring, so you can just use that one. So yeah, all right. So let's get into this. So, we're gonna take our round stuff. I can this little piece. Maybe actually, I'm gonna give it a try. First, I just have to make a new one. But so yeah, we're just gonna use this. This is about 5 inches long, I think. Okay, a little bit under, a little under 5. So what you want to do is just lock it in your vise. Again, if you don't have a vise, you can just brace it on the table or something. You're gonna take your file and just take off the sharp edges. And kind of round it a little bit. You guys get to see my amazing file technique in this video. Just joking, I'm not that great at files, but I know how to use them effectively. So yeah, just make sure you get all the rough edges off. You can actually, if you have sandpaper available, you can take it out. But also, if you guys have a drill, now you don't need the drill, but if you have one, just lock your piece in there. Where'd that sandpaper go? Here it is. Okay. So you grab your sandpaper. This is 1000 grit, and your drill. Just grab that end. Just sand it down, just like that. You can also go down the whole rod there, and just kind of shine it up a little bit. Like that. So now that should get rid of all of your sharp edges. And if not, just keep doing that so they are all gone. Alright. So now what we're going to do, let me just make sure the camera can see this. Yep, alright, cool. Just going to bring out a little bit, I don't know I did before. Maybe like a 1/2 inch. Gonna stick this out of your vise about a 1/2 inch. Alright. You guys don't need to use a torch for this. I'm actually going to try and not use the torch as much, so you guys can see why you don't really need it. But if you guys do have a torch, just anywhere where you're bending parts, that's just where you use the torch. So yeah, so you're just gonna, that's too much. Sorry guys, I don't normally teach this stuff a lot, so bear with me here. So we're just gonna give it a couple. Go. So now we just have this little, where's the camera? Oh, there we go, okay. Just have this little bend here. Now you don't need a whole lot of bend, just enough, because that part is going to be that little lip right there. The pocket clip ramp, I believe that's called. That helps it slide into your pocket. So, yep, so we have that. Alright, so now, what we're going to do is measure this out. Now I generally like 2 inches to an inch and a half to 2 inches of pocket grip length, just so I have a nice secure grip on the pocket. We're just going to take this, there it is. Just mark it. I'm going to mark it at 2 inches. Now it's going to be a little shorter. I'll show you guys why. I'm sure most of you can figure out why though, but alright, I think I should have. Alright. So now, we have our mark right there. There you go. You guys can see that? Our mark right there. So now we're going to put this in the vise. I'm going to lock it down right on that mark. Hang on. When you guys do this, if you're using the vise method, make sure that the angle that bend is facing down. Because we're just going to flip this thing right around. So that makes sure everything is lined up. So you have that facing down. Adjust things on your vise. Bada bing, bada boom. There we go. Alright, now for this I'm going to use the torch just because this one's pretty crucial. So just going to light up my torch. There we go. Grab my pliers. Now it might get a little loud. I don't know how well this mic is going to work with us, but I'm just going to put the torch right on that joint, just like that. Oops, hang on a second, guys. Just want to make sure you fully adjust that to get the right angle. Make sure that's facing down. Here we go. I'll put the torch back on. Just going to let it heat up a little bit. Now with these torches, it won't melt the brass, and if it does, it'll take forever to melt the brass. So you don't have to worry about that. And then just grab the end of it. And you're just going to slowly add pressure. So it starts bending upwards. Just like that. Bend it around. Add more heat. Once it starts getting harder to bend, just keep adding more heat. Just softens everything up. Lets it bend nice and free. Keep bending all the way. Now once you get to here, just gonna bend that down. Actually, you know what? So once you get to there, and I probably should have done this earlier, but I didn't see it. So you should always look over your piece, just to make sure it's exactly how you want it. But, just gonna cool that off. You also need a bucket of water if you're using the torch method, just because things get hot when you're using a torch. Alrighty, so now we have that. So I think you guys can kind of see where I'm going from here. It's got a nice U, but if you guys can see right on that, there's some scuff marks, some sharper pieces sticking up, and that's just from locking it in the vise. So now you really want to take care of a lot of them on the side that's going to be against your pocket. The ones on the outside aren't going to matter much. But, just going to grab a piece of sandpaper. Just kind of smooth those off. Like I said earlier, you don't want any sharp edges because you don't want to rip up your pockets. Because there are plenty of knives out there that will do that to you. So you just sand that down. Make it nice and purty. Sorry guys if this gets boring at any point. I know this making stuff isn't everybody's cup of tea, but it's what I enjoy doing. So I figured I'd share it with you guys. So yeah, there we go. We didn't get all the scuff marks out, but we got most of the sharp edges off. That's really all that matters. Alright, so now just put that back in the vise. Now before we keep bending, we're going to put it in the vise like this. And we're just going to squeeze it down just so we make sure everything kind of lines up. So we have a nice square fit up when we bend that down. So now we're going to lock that back in the vise, making sure we're pretty much straight up and down. Light up the old torch again. We go right on that joint. You guys can adjust the flame. Like I said earlier, it's probably not going to melt just because brass melts at 700 degrees, something like that. Actually, I think it's 850 if I remember correctly. It's been a while since I've been in the welding shop, so these numbers aren't fresh in my head. But yeah, this isn't going to get up that hot immediately, so should be good there. Now you're just going to keep pressing down till you get there. Now just lift this up so it's right flush with the top of the vise, right there. And do the same thing. Add the heat and bring it down. Alright. Turn the torch off. Yeah, I'm gonna just start here. Alright. So now once you get to that, I'm just gonna cool it off real quick, so I don't burn myself. Alright. So now, once you have it pretty much closed up, you don't want it fully closed because with this thick of material it doesn't bend as much as a normal spring clip would. You just want to slide it into your pocket like a normal pocket clip and just see how well the retention is, like if you want more retention, less retention. And this one's actually pretty darn perfect. So yeah, I'm gonna just, that's actually nice. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty nice. It's a little bit on the lighter side retention wise, but I don't think that'll be a huge problem. So once you have that, now we're going to form the part that'll attach onto your keyring. So you're going to flip it down like this. So you're going to have the loop down in the vise like that. Now this really depends on how much longer you want it to be. Like how long clip-wise, like how deep you want it in your pocket. So realistically, if I wanted it super deep, like a really deep carry, I mean this is already a deep carry clip, like being in your pocket. Where's something that can resemble a pocket? Here we go, sandpaper. Sandpaper, the multi-use item. Alright, so when that's in your pocket, that's all they're seeing. And people are not going to assume that's a knife at all. They're going to think, oh, that's a pen. So yeah, at this point, I mean, I could bend a little loop down here and make it that long, or I could bend it right here, which I'm actually going to do right there, because I don't like my clips being super long, because they get in the way a little bit when you're using your tool, but not a whole lot. So I'm just going to hook it right in there, right like at the end of my... Like right there, at the end of that tip is where I'm going to hook it in, right at the end of that clip. Just going to clamp that down. up ye old torch. Actually, hang on. We're actually not going to do that right now. I forgot. We need to shorten this piece. So now, what am I saying here? Oh yeah. So if I'm gonna bend it right here at this clip, I don't want all this there, just because, I mean, I can cut it off then, but it'll be a little harder. So I'm gonna cut it off now, I think, yeah. So I'm just gonna turn it a little bit. So I'm just gonna cut it off like right about there. That'll give us a little less excess. You guys can see that right there. A little less excess material, just so it's not ridiculously hard to bend this and everything. So yeah, let's just lock this into place. Now, if you guys don't have any kind of hacksaw, which you should, but I actually don't, because I have an angle grinder, but I don't want to pull that out, because that's loud in this video. I don't want you guys to lose your hearing. So you can actually use a small little file if it has teeth on the side, especially with brass, because brass is so soft. It just cuts right in. I hope guys this makes sense to y'all. Otherwise, I'm not wasting my time, but if this isn't making sense to you guys, you're kind of wasting your time, and I apologize, because I do not like wasting people's time. Especially when I fight things in this channel. I'm basically inviting you guys to watch this. So if it's not fun for y'all, it's not really fun for me afterwards, because after that. Yeah, so once you get a little bit left, you can just grab it, snap that off, and just yeet that out of here. So you don't need it. And yes, I said yeet. I don't care if you guys make fun of me for it. I don't care. I deal with it all the time. So, yep. So now, just plant that straight up. Take a file. Could be any file. Small file. And just take off that sharp edge. Like I said before. Chamfer the edge. If you guys don't know what chamfering is, that's when take this square, like this is a square, alright? So this is a square 90-degree corner. If I were to chamfer that, I'd take a file or a grinder or something and just kind of put an angle on that corner. If y'all can see that. Put an angle right there. And then just get rid of that. And that softens the corner. So it's not sharp, basically. Just chamfer that, write it off. Grab the old sandpaper again. And just kind of smooth that. Alright, perfect. So now, like I said before, we're going to have that part down, right there. Now we're gonna, excuse me guys, gonna light up the old torch. Yes, everything in my shop is ye old. It's ye old sandpaper, ye old torch. There's nothing young. There's no ye young grinder, ye something, ye young something else. It's all ye old. I don't know why. Alright, just make sure that's pretty much secure. Turn up the torch. Now, just like we did before, just gonna hit that with some heat. Soften everything up. You guys can see a color change. It won't be drastic, but it will change colors a little bit. Now we're just gonna bend this tail up. Bend it to 90. Make sure everything's squared up. And keep bending. Shut off the torch there. Grab your clip, quench it off. If you guys don't know what quenching is, it's just dipping it in the liquid to cool it down. That's all quenching is. Just fancy knife maker talk. So yeah, now you have that little loop there. So now, at this point, we're ready to grab just any random keychain. Let me find one. You know, just for the fun. It's not a keychain, but I'm just going to use this. This is the True Utility Fixer. Nice little, it's a 20-in-1 little pocket tool kind of thing. Will that even hook on there? Okay, yeah, never mind. We're not going to use that. That just messes stuff up. I don't know how it's just a random keychain. You know what? I'm not going to use that one. What am I doing here? Sorry guys, I apologize for all this. Let me just grab one of these real quick. Alrighty. I just gotta work these split rings. I hate split rings. Am I the only one that dislikes split rings? I mean, they're a nice idea and they work, but they're just annoying as heck to put stuff on and off. Alright, so here we are. I got my car keys here. Gonna give them a little pocket clip. So now, if you're working with multi-tools, like your Swiss Army stuff, or anything that has a keychain on it already, let me just grab my original one, so I can show you all. There we go. There it is. And my original one, the pocket clip's made out of stainless steel. It's a little bit different of a design, but y'all have seen this before. So yeah, I like to hang it so the clip is facing towards the back, so it's a nice flush fit with your pocket. It just fits right in there, and it actually fits a little weird because, as you guys can see, the clip is facing this way, like it's facing to the side, opposed to that way. And I had that because I like to keep it right in the corner of my pocket, and having a clip like that just works perfectly, keeping it there, just because it lines up nice with the seam of my pocket. So that's just something to keep in mind if you guys are doing this. So yeah, you're just gonna hook it right through, just like that. And now you're going to grab your pliers. Right, you're just gonna close up that gap. Now there might be a little bit of a gap, but I've yet to run into a problem of my split ring falling off of that. It has not happened yet. You just need to make sure you close it up as tight as you can. And yeah, and there you go. That's how you make a little pocket clip for your Swiss Army knives, or really anything that has a key ring on it. You can even make it for your keys, like I just did. I just put that on my car keys, and there we go. I'm gonna take it off, but yeah. So there you go, guys. That's how you make a pocket clip. I appreciate you guys watching this if you made it this far. Be sure to subscribe if you haven't already and you just randomly came across this video. Give me a like, comment down below, comment if you made one of these. Like, I'm really interested to see how many of y'all are making this. I mean, I know there's only, I have 13 subscribers now. There's only 13 of you realistically hitting notification for this. I don't know how many of you stay up with it, but if you do, I really appreciate it. But yeah, let me know in the comments if you guys made one of these, because personally I think it's a really cool design. Like, it's very simple, but it's very effective. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Have a great day, and I will see you next week.